Alright guys, today what I decided to do is to show you how I'm going to do this harmonic balancer or vibration damper replacement. Tried to research YouTube and the web on how to do that job, and not so much information on it. I'm not a professional mechanic, but decided to do the job. And hopefully it will help someone, so don't criticize me if I do some procedures wrong. This is the first video I decided to do to help some people out. There's some information, people trying to sell you some stuff on the basic things, like even how to change your serpentine belt. And they'll talk about it, but they'll never show you. Either you have to pay for the information, or so basically in today's video where we're going to see how you replace your serpentine belt, how you work with your adjuster, and rest of the things. So first thing you do is, Mercedes has this nice option where you can open your hood much wider, so you have more room to work it out. There is a latch right here, so you kind of push on it, you let it go, then you walk to the passenger side and you kind of do the same thing here. Alright, and then you have a really nice big opening area. Anyway, there is not much space as you guys see on your M103 engines. In my case it's 2.6, 3.0 similar, or pretty much the same. And the same application works for the w201, which is 190E with the 2.6. In your case, if you have a 190E, you will have to remove your radiator. In my case, I'll have a room to work around it. So, okay. The first thing you have to do is to remove these clips on both sides, one here, and you see one over there. Well, after the clips are removed, you basically lift up your shroud and you just work your way out around the hoses. You clear the room to take your fan clutch out. The way I would do it, I would just push right there, as you can see on my finger, on the belt to make more tension. So I'm kind of locking the clutch from spinning, and I'll take the Allen wrench and I'll do it. Once you loosen that up, you take your fan clutch out. Let me lay it here. And I'm sorry I'm doing it by myself. I don't have a cameraman, so I'm just trying to do the job, and you just once you take your fan clutch out, first thing I would recommend is with the 10 millimeters, loosen the 4 bolts on your fan clutch pulley, because once we're going to remove the belt, it's not going to be that easy. So while we still have a tension, loosen don't take them off, but just loosen up so later you just can unscrew them easily. Second thing is, I'll take a ratchet with the 19 millimeters. It's hard to see it from here, but there is a 19 millimeter bolt right underneath of that pulley. And okay, I got it on. No, not yet. Okay, now I got it. And you basically loosen that bolt up, which is going to release your tensioner. Loosen up the 19 millimeters, then you just go counterclockwise on adjuster to release the tension on your belt. And now you see I have a whole lot more play on the belt. What I would recommend, take a diagram of how your belt loops around, and I'll try to post a picture with the video, but I'm gonna add it, and so you have it right there. After we took the belt off, now I'm gonna take that pulley, the fan clutch pulley. It should be easy job because I already loosened up, and then I'm gonna take that pulley out. And once you put in the new belt on, obviously in your case you don't have to take the pulley I just took off, which is right there in the corner. Easy access, I will take that distributor cap off, and it comes pretty easy, so you have a better visibility. And then you obviously would have your pulley on, and you put the belt on and just work the backwards as you were taking it off. And that's as far as the belt. But in my case, I'm gonna make two jobs in one video, and I'm replacing the harmonic balancer. So the next thing is gonna be to lock the engine from spinning, and the way I'll do it, I would lock into the torque converter, preventing from engine from spinning. I just took the lug nut wrench, and there was a opening. I'm just trying to slide right there, and you insert in there for locking your engine from spinning. And what I did is, it's a 27 millimeter socket, and I have on a 1/2 inch drive with some extension pipe, as you see. I got it right there, and you basically do a counterclockwise. Okay guys, I mean, because of the lack of the space, I couldn't really get my camera in there. This is the balancer, harmonic balancer. So after you take your 27 millimeter bolt, which is right here with some washers, after you take that out, you'll have to work your way around around this bolt. You have to take them out, and it's a two-piece balancer. So once you take all these bolts out, right there on your vehicle, this comes apart. In my case, you clearly see where the problem was. My balancer, as you see, is misaligned. It's not in the center. So when it got misaligned, it was hitting the other pulleys and making the really nasty noise. I thought like half of my engine is gone, but turns out to be just a balancer. And as you see, it's not in the center, and it's held by the rubber, and that's it. So now I have the new balancer, not a new one, I got it from the rack yard, and you can see how this one in the center. When you're gonna put this back on, you have to, there is a one little pin there. I'm just trying to show you how, so I can focus on that. So you see, this is what I'm talking about. So that has to go in the design hole, and then you have to put the bolts. You put the balancer, or the Mercedes called vibration damper, and then you put your pulley back on, and we're gonna start assembling the car back on. The mirror, like that, and basically what I did, I looked through it while I was adjusting, make sure all my holes lined up perfectly. And once I did that, all of my bolts just went like hand tight, and I didn't have to use any pressure. And basically right now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna tighten them all down in crisscross pattern. Just don't do one after another, like, this one, that one. I'm gonna do this one and totally opposite side, and then I'm gonna from other side go side to side, so I press it on nice and evenly. Right after I pressed on the vibration damper, I had to take all the bolts off, because now I have to align the pulley Reason why I did not all at the same time, because I just want to make sure my vibration balancer is all the way down to the flange that coming out of the drive shaft. And the next step is going to be installing the pulley that's going to drive the belt. Okay, guys, what the funniest thing was, once I was putting the bottom pulley for the balancer on, I realized that you don't have to take out that 27mm bolt, and I'll show it to you. So when you have your vibration damper, and then you have just like that, so that bolt, it pretty much goes in the center of that. So there's no need to remove that bolt. Obviously I learned that, but you learn as a process as I was doing it. So it's going to be much easier. You don't touch that bolt, and you just take the small bolts out, remove the pulley, and then little by little try to wedge out that vibration damper. Just work it slow from every side and corner as you can, because it's pretty snug on the shaft. Okay, and another thing I did is, when I was putting that fan clutch pulley, it was pretty much hard for me to get those 10mm of bolts, and especially there is also a plate that has to go on the top of it. So what I did, I used this tool, and I kind of inserted into the hole, which is a smaller diameter, and let me slide on it and adjust it, and then all 4 holes were lined up for the bolts to go in. Okay, I just insert the shroud, because you have to remember, if you forget to put the shroud first and you put a fan, then you're not going to have enough clearance to insert the shroud. So basically you insert the shroud, and the next thing I'm going to put, I clean the fan up, I clean the shroud from all the dirt. So whenever I do any kind of work, I try to clean it up so it looks nice and clean. Anyway, so when you put in the shroud back on, as you see, there is one guide on the left side, and there's also another one, I can really see it, on the right side. So make sure the bottom inserts into those slots, because the bottom is holding in that position, and then we're going to put the clips back on, as you remember in the beginning of the video. And next thing, we're going to fire out the car and see how it runs. Okay, one more thing I noticed, I already put the shroud back on, and I need to find a zip tie, because there used to be a zip tie in that position there. So I'll get it tomorrow. But I noticed when you put your rotor cap, the cover on, there is a guide right here and right there on your engine block. So make sure they're lined up, because I've seen before lots of these cars, when that cover will be broken off, I guess people just don't pay attention. Yep, and you see, it goes on both sides, so it's nice and tight. Let me get everything out of the engine bay, so I don't have anything there. Nothing. Okay. I opened the garage door so I don't get the exhaust fume. Okay, let's see. She runs good. Went and took a car for test drive. Drove like about 10 miles, and everything's working fine. Everything is tight, no funny noises, and that's what I would recommend if you do a job. Just pay attention, because you took a lot of stuff off and back on. Just make sure there's nothing unusual about the engine sounds. Engine is not running all perfect and 100%. Later on, some other components and units taking an extra stress that they shouldn't. So if you like this video and being helpful to you, I just click the like button, so that way that video will be on the top and there's more people can actually see it and easier to find, and also they can use some information and tips from